On this other sample here, one of the things you have to pay attention to is comments. So where you see this pound sign or hashtag, depending on what generation that you're from, I see this as a pound sign. Some people might see this as a hashtag. But where you see this, this is where the comments are. So the computer is going to ignore all of this text here. This is not code. These are comments for human beings. This is not for the computer to go through and compile. So where you see those, I keep wanting to call them pound signs. If you see those hashtags, you'll see there that that's the computer doesn't evaluate that. So there's only really three lines the computer is evaluating. So it's evaluating this line of code here, mine is assigned to 7. It's assigning this line of code here, which, uh-oh, there's no other number here. This won't run. This will probably error out if you try to run this. Um, and it's only evaluating this one. So it's only going to run these three. So my guess is this will error out if I don't put a number in here. So if I go to save and submit, then sure enough, do you remember to complete the error code on line 8? You know, this is really convenient because we're only working with 8 lines of code. When you start working with larger programs, there are thousands of lines of code. Sometimes the compilers are good at telling you what line the error is on, sometimes not. So in this case, it makes it nice and easy. It says, I need to put something in there for 8. So let's give it some kind of random number here, and that's probably asking for, what does it say, change the number to 3. So we'll give it 3, we'll tell it what it wants to hear. So essentially what this is just going to do is, remember this is a variable, so this is a container. So like if I had an empty jar, right now there's a 7 in it, or there's 7 jelly beans, or 7 tacos, whatever you want to think about. Inside that container there's 7, and we're going to change that to 3. So the computer sees this 7 first, and it works linearly. So it works straight down. So it goes from 7 to 3. So when it prints out whatever my integer is here, it's going to tell you how much is in the container. This should output 3 because this is the next number that it got. So when I go to save and submit this, sure enough, 3 shows up here. You can probably put in any number you want. And let me rerun this and see if it gives me the same thing. Well, see, it doesn't look, it's looking for 3, but essentially you'll notice it outputted the correct number. So it outputted the number, it went from here to this. And it doesn't matter if this number is larger or smaller, this number could be, it doesn't really matter what this number is at all. This could be -7. And then it's still going to put out 3,300. Let me fix this, that way it actually gives you the correct answer. So it doesn't matter what this starts at, as long as this number gets to here, it's going to be like, hey, nice, congratulations, you've done it. So when it comes to variables, computers work top to bottom, but they also work from right to left. So when you have my integer being assigned to -7, this is good, but when we start doing calculations, it's a little bit different. So basics.